Welcome again, everyone. Thank you very much for taking your time out this Wednesday evening to join us. And this is, as I said before, Entrepreneurs of Finland's very first event. We're hoping to do more of these going into next year. Just to let you know, at the start, that we are going to be recording the session so that we can share that with the other people who weren't able to attend. As you'll see, there's a poll on your screen. So we're just kind of keen to get to know who you guys are. The answers are all anonymous, so we'll share the results a little bit later when we have all of those in. And what I really want to do is just take a couple of minutes just to introduce Entrepreneurs of Finland, who we are, then just go through some quick housekeeping, and then I will introduce you to the lovely Juliette, our guest speaker here. So, let me see. Can I do this? Yes. Okay, so a little bit about Entrepreneurs of Finland. So we're a non-profit organisation, and our vision is to become the go-to place for people in Finland to get inspiration and knowledge, tools, and the network that they need to go through their entrepreneurial journey. I was an entrepreneur a few years ago in my past life, and I can tell you that it's really needed, that kind of a good supportive community. Our current focus right now is promoting entrepreneurship and inclusion to youth and immigrants in Finland. And we're wanting to do this to empower them to become the entrepreneurs that they can be through inspiring and useful content. Actually, if you could just, I'm going to ask you a question, and then if you go to, I think, participants. Yeah, if you click on participants, you can click a yes or no. How many of you have known about Entrepreneurs of Finland before? So if you can say yes or no before this event, before you heard about this event, how many knew about Entrepreneurs of Finland? Oh, we'll get a lot of yeses. That's good. Our content was working. Yeah, we've been sharing a lot of stories over the past year and a half, so that's really good to see. So yeah, our main content have been the full-length articles featuring entrepreneurs in Finland from all different age range, industries, backgrounds, and nationalities to share their entrepreneurial journey. And actually, if you're an entrepreneur with a story, or you know someone who is, then please feel free to nominate them. You can go onto our website, and it just takes a few minutes to fill in the form to nominate them. So that was a quick introduction, and just a little bit of housekeeping. So the agenda obviously is what I'm doing now, an introduction, and then we'll go on to Juliette's presentation. And very kindly and generously, Juliette has pulled from her network some amazing offers and prizes for you all. So we will introduce those towards the end of the presentation. And then we'll have a Q&A to round off. But please feel free to ask a question during the presentation. We really want this to be quite interactive. So we're going to mute everyone to start with to kind of minimize the background noise. So just unmute yourself and ask the question. Hopefully we won't have people shouting over each other. And what else did I need to let you know? The event's being recorded.
Can I just quickly say something about the poll? So I think we can just keep the poll there, and we will share the results with you at the end, because there will be more people tuning in maybe during the speech. Yes.
Sure. Okay. Okay, so let me introduce you to Juliette. So we're delighted to have Juliette here. She is going to lead us on this session about boosting your website traffic with SEO, search engine optimization. Juliette's the founder of Frank R, a Helsinki-based online marketing specialist, whose mission actually is to get you more qualified traffic to your website. She has 10 years of SEO experience, and she's kindly volunteered to share her top tips with us here today. So over to you, Juliette. And I will stop sharing my screen so that you can share yours.
Thank you, Carol. So, all right, let me try to smoothly share my screen. Am I sharing the right screen with you guys?
Yes,
awesome.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, so let me move you here to the side and start. So thanks a lot, Entrepreneurs of Finland, for the really nice opportunity. Thanks, Carol, for the lovely introduction. Today's presentation is about SEO and how to use it to boost your traffic. Disclaimer, SEO has nothing to do with social media. So just to be clear, a search engine optimization is a way to get free traffic from Google. And I may try to speak fast because I have a lot to share with you and I'm afraid that I'm going to run out of time. So, well, let's see how is my flow. So yes, SEO has been my specialty for a while now. And let me share you quickly about my experience. So I worked in a web agency. I was surrounded by IT people, tech guys mainly, and we worked on website for networks of car dealers, which means that they were selling online, they are still selling online thousands of cars. Meaning that we work on high volume kind of websites and traffic as well. And this experience allowed me to approach SEO in a very technical and automated way. However, my background is absolutely not technical. So I'd like to highlight that you don't need a technical background to do really smart SEO. It has more to do, it's more like a mindset than a technical framework. Even though, however, of course, you need to rely on the techniques at some point. But mainly it relies on your mindset, and that's what I'm gonna share with you today. And the second point that I'd like to share with you, like the goal of this presentation is also to show you that all the tricks that are utilized at a bigger scale can also be super efficient for smaller projects. So potentially it can be super beneficial for you as well. All right, I have a message that says that my screen is not shared anymore. Is it the case?
For me, we can see.
Still see it.
We can see everything.
All right, cool.
Awesome.
Okay. So yes, search engine optimization. And we're gonna just see simple steps focusing on your content strategy. Why so? Because you've probably heard that before on Google, content is king. So that's why we pay a lot of attention on the content strategy. And also another disclaimer is that I am absolutely not interested in backlinking. So I don't pay attention. I don't care of anything that doesn't happen within your website. So that's what you're gonna see with me today. Let's start with the pillars of on-site SEO. Only 3 of them. The keywords, you're probably already aware of that. And then the architecture of the website, and then the technical implementations. And it's actually super important because if it's not done properly, then all the efforts that you've put in the previous stages, they are just pointless.
Sorry, Juliette. Can I interrupt a bit?
Of course.
Are you changing the slide? Because some of our participants only see the first slide. Are you changing the slide the whole time?
Yeah, but I thought that it was, it's
so now we see the 3 pillars of on-site SEO.
For some reason, there's a lag between the moment I change it and the moment you see it.
Yes, but now I guess we are on the right page. Which one it should be? Now I see the question.
Yes.
Yes.
So my question for you, if you can answer like the way you answered previously with the maybe how you can explain how they can interact with that question, like the two.
Yeah, if you go to participants, and there's a yes/no function.
Yes, exactly. So then you can just click on the green or on the red sign to tell me if you invest a lot of time in benchmarking your competition, and specifically your competition on Google. So please just, it should take you just a few seconds to let us know whether you really pay attention to what's going on Google. Yes, so just a few.
We are having like 8 no's.
Sorry?
We have 8 no's. We have 3 yes.
Yeah, I can see that. So yeah, benchmarking is crucial. It's super important. I don't know if you can see that I changed the slide, but this slide is about precisely this. And the competitors that you may have in mind already, because you know your market, you know your competitors, they are not necessarily the same competitors that you have on Google. So for your SEO, you really need to pay a lot of attention on what's going on Google when you type your keywords and who is showing up there. This is the best source of inspiration for you. It's gonna help you find inspiration for your content strategy. It's going to inspire you as well regarding the user experience that you want to provide. Maybe it's going to give you good ideas about the tone of voice, or even you can get some cool ideas regarding the technical implementations. But yeah, I couldn't stress more that you should benchmark the results that you can find on Google. This is your SEO competitions, and it has most of the time, or it depends on your previous researches, but it may be different from the competitors that you have identified previously. All right. So the first question that you can ask yourself is my content good enough? Is it serving me in the best possible way in terms of quantity, in terms of quality, and in terms of quantity?
Can I ask a question, Juliette?
Of course.
Someone just asked in the chat, what does benchmarking mean?
All right. So it's when you analyze your competitions. It's when you study your competition. Would you define it in a different way, Carol?
No, it's almost like kind of the industry standard, isn't it? It's like kind of like, well, where should I be? So yeah, kind of seeing where your competitors are or the industry standard, and like, okay, that's kind of where I should be.
Yep. Yeah, that's that's it. I hope it's more clear. So in order for you to assess well your competition and where you stand compared to your competition, the question that I'd like to ask you now is, do you know how much content you have on your website in terms of number of pages, roughly? Like, do you know whether you have 10 or up to 50 pages on your website, or something more around 100 pages on your website, or even more? Or do you have no idea? So if you can answer that again in the same way as you just did it previously, so I can know if you paid attention to your content and the volume of content. So for now, the majority who replied, they are aware, or they think they are aware, and they think they know how much content they have. We're gonna check this out. We're gonna verify it a little bit later. All right. So the goal of assessing your content and starting with the volume of content is to, yes, it's again to compare yourself to your competition and to measure the gap between the effort in your competitors have put in their content strategy, and to compare it to the effort that you put in your own content strategy. So if your competitors, they have around 1,000 pages and you only have 40, of course you do realize that there's a reason for them to rank higher on Google, and that you need to focus for a while on producing much more content so you can reach the same amount of pages, the same amount of content as your competition. So in order for you to measure the number of pages that your website has, or to be more specific, the number of pages that Google knows about your website, and compare it to the number of pages that Google knows about your competitors' websites, you just have to type site colon and a domain name on Google. And this is gonna show you just below the number of pages that are known by Google. So for example, Amazon has gazillion of pages. So I hope Amazon is not your competitor, because then
Yes, I think we again behind are behind on the slides. At the moment, we're still seeing it's all related. It should.
Yep, let me try to reactivate the window.
Yes. Maybe we can check it every now and then. Or how can I, should I just notify you? Is this...
No, yeah, just let me know. And now I'm gonna split my screen. It's a little bit tricky because I have multiple windows. I have all the windows of Zoom, and then I have my presentation split in two. Okay, so I'm gonna try to click on both so it's in sync.
Yeah, that would be nice. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry guys. So yes, back to the presentation. Here I chose the example like the posterclub.com. It's just a website selling posters. And to be even more specific, so we can see that the site colon and name of the website, the domain name, retrieves around 18,000 results. And if you want to drill down and be a little bit more specific in your research to measure the effort put in developing certain sections on this website, for example, let's say you've identified that your competitors, they have a blog section and you don't, or you just have 3 articles and you want to see how much content your competitors, they are publishing. So then by adding to the command site colon domain name, the comment in URL, and then let's say that all the pages related to the blog section, they are under the /blog repository, then you add that in URL colon /blog, and you're going to see all the pages that Google knows about this section. So in this example, the Poster Club, the website has two sort of blog, like inspirational content under the art walls section and under the journal section. So in that case, it's around 40 pages known by Google for these sections. And we can assume that as it is an online store, most of the pages, they are produced, I mean, they are within the catalog section. And then if you wanna go a little bit further and you wanna check how many pages, how much content comprises a specific keyword or a topic, then you can add to the command site colon domain name between double quotes a keyword, and so you can see all the pages that are mentioning this topic, even if it's not included in the URL. So now I invite you to check as we speak the number of pages that is indexed, so is known by Google, of your website. So site colon and then your domain name. Someone wants to ask something?
Yes, we see Ling raise her hand. Ling, please go ahead and unmute yourself and speak up.
No, it was a mistake, sorry.
Okay.
Right. No worries.
So if you need to ask questions, you can unmute yourself. Is that okay, Juliette, for the participants? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. No worries.
Hi, I'm Rosh. Oh, sorry. Is it okay if I can ask a question just like this?
Sure.
Yes. Okay. So I'm Roshni. So I have a bit more specific questions about identifying competitors and stuff like that. Does that mean like you know, like I first decide, for example, my keywords or something. Like for example, if my keywords is like, for example, I have a labeling company. Just say example, and so if I type like label, and then it will show some companies, and these companies, they are all kind of like my competitors. Is that right? Something
well,
like that.
You need to, of course, you need to check the websites. Like, are the websites that pops on Google for that keyword, are they relevant? Are they really your direct competitors, or is your keyword just too generic, and so it covers something much broader than what you offer?
I see. And the second question about competitors is, does region differs? Like, yeah, for example, if somebody's doing business in like USA or UK, it's all in English, but then yeah, so does it matter on Google that where my company is, and then it will affect the result and how I identify competitors as well?
Yeah, that's a really good question. That's quite advanced already, but definitely. So all the results on Google, they are personalized, and of course it takes into consideration your location and also your research history. So there are a few options that you can change in Google, like you can change the language preference. Sometimes you can also change the version of Google, like google.fr for France, or you know, you can go to the national version of Google that you target. But of course, if you really want to make sure that your ranking analysis is reliable, I recommend that you use a software for that. That's gonna simulate that it's a user based in this location and doing this research on that device. But yeah, have I answered?
Yeah, thank you. It sounds like it's quite advanced. Yeah. I think I'll let you go on. Yeah.
But that's a really, really good question, though.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's tricky. But at least if you have a multilingual website and you can, or if there's a multilingual problematic, you can always change the language preference on your Google. So when you type a keyword, you're gonna see by default the results that come from pages that are declared in a certain language that matches the language of preference that you selected on Google. Not sure I'm making it any more clear or more confusing, but okay.
Yeah, you point out some nice directions. Yes, thank you.
All right, so let's continue. Yes. So now that you're supposed to have typed site, colon, and your domain name, and before that, I asked you guys if you were aware of the volume of pages that you have on your website. So now that you check the real number of pages that Google knows about your website, I'd like to see if your estimation was completely wrong, or if you had a really good and fair idea of the volume of content that you have on your website. If you can again go to the participants up there, because I did it 2 days ago and my estimation of the content on my website was completely off. So yeah, most of you, well, even though it's only 4 people who answered, but yeah, 3 people, they I know it means that for you guys, you had a good estimation of because my question is in the negative form, so it was not off. Your estimation was good then, so well done. That was not my case, but that's definitely something that you should take care and that you should pay attention to. All right, so then now that you know more or less the volume of content that is expected based on your competition, you need a strategy to deploy it as effortlessly as possible, and you need to deploy as much content as possible. And this is where the automation is useful. And it's about, but more than being about the automation, which is probably a word that makes you feel really happy, but maybe I'm going to disappoint you, but it's more about being user-centric, like a maniac, than being like a robot and having, these neat automated tricks. And why is it so? Why is it more about being user-centric? It's because, this product or service of yours that you're so used to pitch in the very same way, that you have the same description on every platform that you use. Now the drill is to completely destroy that and multiply as much as possible your perspectives, like your point of view, so it is aligned to all your prospects with all their differences, because they are all interested by something a little bit specific, a little bit different from someone else, and you need to embrace these differences. And even if it may sound simple or dumb, it's actually quite challenging for our mind. It requires that we get a little bit less centered, and also that we develop some empathy. So that's not that easy. And if you succeed in adopting this more user-centric methodology, this is the best way for you to deploy a long tail strategy. So the long tail strategy, for those of you who are not aware, as opposed to the generic keywords, the long tail keywords, they are extremely specific keywords searched by maybe one person or two per month. But the amount of people who are searching something super specific yet related to your offer or your service equals, if it's not bigger, the traffic that you can get from a much more popular query. And why so? It's also because the more popular the query is, of course, the more competition you're going to face. And if your website is brand new, then it's going to be extremely challenging for you to rank as high as your competitors on these extremely mainstream and popular queries. So for you, it's much, much smarter to try to be as visible as possible on all these super specific and absolutely not competitive, but very relevant keywords. I see is there any, okay, I saw something blinking on my screen, but that's fine. And of course, they are not excluding each other. So you have to have in mind your generic keywords, but you have to complete this content strategy with the long tail keywords. And we're gonna see how. Of course, you need to, define a good list of keywords. And this is maybe something that in general, like people, they are so much into tools. So I am not. And I'm just gonna share with you the 4 tools that I actually use and I've been using for a decade. And you probably know them already, but that's just how I work. Because I think that's the best source of inspiration to find your keywords is actually your competitors' websites. And then once you've identified these keywords there directly, in your competition, you can use the tools only to make sure that you have them in the right order. Like you compare, you check which keyword is the most popular and how much more popular it is compared to the other keywords that you've identified. But if you're a little bit tired, you lack inspiration, or your competitive environment is not that rich, their website is not super interesting, then you can use a few tools as well to find more inspiration, such as Answer the Public, or Google Trends. So I'm gonna show super quickly each of them. Answer the Public, I love it, especially for developing a long tail strategy, because it's gonna retrieve all the searches around one keyword. That's the super specific searches around one keyword. So it's a really good source of inspiration if you wanna develop long tail keywords.
Juliette?
Yep.
Can you explain a bit more about what long tail keyword is? Like maybe with an example?
Okay, so yeah, for example, in there, yes, back to this slide. So the generic keyword is tomato plant, and so it's just 2 words, and it's not very precise. And the long tail keyword is, why are my tomato plants turning yellow? So this is a very articulated and complex research, comprising usually more than 5 keywords, or around 5 keywords or more. And that's very, very specific. Is it clear now?
Yeah, that is for me. Yeah.
Great.
So, sorry, for example, to incorporate long tail keywords in my web content, it means I should include, for example, why does my tomato turn yellow into, for example, a sentence on my page, or make it a page title or something like that. Okay.
Exactly. Well, if possible, you should have one page per topic. So, and then it depends on the relevancy of the topic. Like, if you think that you can develop enough content on that topic, which is the name of the disease that turns the tomato plants into yellow, then it deserves to have its own page. But if you don't have enough content for that, then you need to create a page which is about tomato plant, all the disease, the most popular disease that affect the tomato plants, and you're going to list this yellow color in the symptoms, or in the the infections that your plants can get. Is it clear?
So does that mean I don't have to include like the full sentence, but like the keywords in the sentence, they can be dispersed in my content?
Yeah, so yeah, I think we're gonna get into that, but it really depends on the context, and on the keywords, and on the content that you can align or that you can provide for that keyword. So if you find like, if you use, for example, Answer the Public, they're gonna show you the similar kind of super detailed searches. If you think it's relevant for you, then you can use it completely, and then you're gonna have a page which is gonna be about this disease, or all the diseases that turn the tomato plants yellow. But if it's not, then you need to find a way. You need to adapt this. The methodology is just to find different ways of developing the generic keyword into more specific keywords, and then to think, how much content can I produce, and is it relevant for me to spend time in producing this content, this very specific content? How can it serve my strategy? But I think we're gonna see more examples. So maybe, hopefully, after a while, after a few slides, you're gonna see more concretely all the types of content that you can develop on your website. Is it good for you? We've lost Roshni.
Oh, yes, thank you. Sorry, I was just typing on the chat. Yeah,
right.
Thank you.
No worries. And what is it that you do? What's your website about?
Well, actually, I'm about to set up my website. I have a fermentation studio in Tampere, like making fermented food.
Ah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Fermented food. Okay.
Oh, yeah, like kimchi, natto, miso, soy sauce, sauerkraut, stuff like that. Yes.
All right. So then, for you, concrete example of long tail keywords would be what are the nutritious benefits of kimchi, or to the digestions, or natural ways, natural yeast, or because I know that I think this fermentation. I've just watched a documentary about the food industry, and they were talking about recycling kimchi and turning it into yeast for a bakery, something like that.
Yes, that's something, many interesting applications of
yeah.
implementation.
So then, yeah, all your like how to is it better, or you know, stuff related to your health, stuff related to the environment and how to recycle this, or how natural is the process, and then also the origins of all these food processes. Where does it come from? What's the history, and so on. So all these are super long tail, potentially super long tail content that you can develop.
Thanks for the inspirations. Yes.
Yeah, you can use Answer the Public, but of course don't never use any of these tools. Never use the never set the country to Finland, because it's too small market. So you're never going to get any relevant results if you set it to Finland. So always, well, for the content in English, just set it to the UK or the US.
Oh.
And then quickly, so there is Google Trends that helps you compare the popularity of keywords, and also help you see if they are trending, or on the contrary, if they are declining. For example, let's say that I want to talk about the COVID-19 because it's so trendy, and I want to rank on that because it's extremely popular. But then, should I use more, like in the best spots on my page? Should I use more coronavirus, or should I use more COVID-19 in the media? I've read more COVID-19, but actually coronavirus has been searched much more than COVID-19. So this Google Trends, this platform helps me see the difference. None of these results are exact. They just give you an idea of the difference between the difference in popularity between these keywords. That's also why I don't rely so much on the tools. I prefer to rely on you know, like logical thinking, or yeah, what does make sense in my context for me, for my clients. All right, so then quickly, there's another. All these tools are free. I forgot to mention it. Even the keyword planner that Google Ads offer, you don't need to have an active ads campaign. Like, you don't need to spend any money in Google Ads to create an account. You can create a fake campaign, and then you can access this keyword planner, which allows you to discover new keywords. But that's not the feature that I use. I use the second one, the get search volume and forecasts. And I specifically use the historical metrics. So then it just gives me, you know, the list of monthly searches on Google in a specific location for the keywords that I provided. And you can also get inspirations, and well, you can play with the tool. And probably my most favorite source of inspirations is Google. My dear Google, and my dear page one on Google. So first of all, whenever I type something, I just check the number of results that already gives me a hint of the level of competition. So how much popular is this term? And then I can deduct that it's good for me to use it as a generic term. And then I just go down to the bottom of the page, and I look at the searches related to my search, my query. And there I see a lot of cool ideas most of the time. So here, for example, my search was weekend getaway Helsinki. And I can see where to go from Helsinki, day trips from Helsinki, winter, best Helsinki day tours, day trips from Tampere, from Turku, by locals in November. So all these indicates to me, it's not about specifically from Tampere, from Helsinki, from Turku. It just indicates that people search something from a specific destination in a specific season, winter, or in a specific month, November, or a specific type of activity, tours by local. So then if I have something else than local, I'm gonna create all the variations based on that model. So that's just how I get inspired. And then if I look a little bit more, still on Google, on the result page, you can see the rich snippets, and one popular format is the people also ask, and that's also a really good one to find inspiration for a long tail strategy. So usually these are questions, and yeah, you see like in this example, which is so the query, one was about traveling in the Nordics, and the other one was about the iPhone or iPhone 11. So you can see, like, is iPhone 11 or 12 better? So, oh yeah, what about having pages that compare all the models? Something like that. All right. And because the rich snippets, it's usually people ask, how can I get my my website displayed this way? Like, how can I get featured on Google? I wanna answer even maybe before you ask yourself the question. You can't. Google decides whether he wants to display your website as a featured snippet or not. But I encourage you to go and check these, like schema.org, and also the documentation provided by Google. You will see all the different tags that you can implement on your website to increase your chances to be featured. But it's not a guarantee that you're gonna be featured. All right. So now we're done with the keywords phase, and we can move to the second phase, which is the architecture. So the third phase is going to be super quick, and this one is going to be quicker than the keywords one. So no worries about the time management. The architecture is also probably the part where you're gonna get the greatest added value from me, because I think you can read quite a lot about the keywords, but this I'm not so sure. So I'm going to show you easy and almost universal ways to articulate your content in an optimized way. And this is where the automation and mainly the mindsets are utilized. So no matter your context, B2B or B2C, no matter what you sell, a service, a product, you're in the food industry, you are in the you're a tech startup, you're I don't know, in the financial analysis sector, or whatever, you sell t-shirts, it doesn't matter. You're very likely to be able to use most of these types of content on your website. So your products or services, they have characteristics, their nature, their price range, their duration, their components. Like, you can define them by different aspects. You can also define your service or your product by the type of audience who are meant to use them. So your audience can be segmented by the industry to which it belongs, the level of expertise of your users, their role within a company, and most likely in a B2C context, their center of interest or their lifestyle, or if we think of a t-shirt, the size, the gender, all this are important, or can define who's going to use your product. Some other thing that you can use, no matter what, B2B, B2C, selling t-shirt or having a tech startup, it's your expertise. You're going to showcase it in one way or another by displaying customer testimonials, by showcasing the added value that your clients get from your product or your service. Also by sharing customer support in the form of documentation or tutorials or something else, FAQ. Anyway, there are multiple ways, various ways of showing your expertise. And then a very common type of content that you can find almost everywhere. It's like the blog, the news. So, and everything relates to the company's branding. So yes, in the news section, you're going to find inspiration, also information about the team, the values of the company, and events, and so on. So now that we've seen that, like all these types of content that you can use on your website, the trick is to apply what I call like a mirror structure. Like you're gonna mirror the way you segment your product and your service. We've seen like you split your product or service per characteristics or per characteristics of your audience. And you use the exact same logic to segment your complementary content, which can be your blog content, the case studies, the testimonials, the HR pages, or the documentations, or all the pages that are about your target groups. Like if you're a tech startup, for example, you're going to have a solution section, and there you're going to probably display that this is a good solution for this kind of industry, or this kind of industry for this role in the company, or this other role. Yes. Should I? Yeah. And because you're gonna have this exact same or as close as possible structure between your money pages and the content that is built to support your money pages, and also increase your visibility on much more keywords than you could with only your product or service page. The trick is to, now that you've created this nice similar mirroring environment, you need to build bridges between them, which is the internal linking. So basically, your blog, case studies, testimonials, and so on, they are here to receive links pointing to your money pages. And you can also do it the other way around. But mainly, you want to send juice to where the magic, where the business happens. So where you have your lead generation or where you have your sales. Should I give a concrete example? I'm just afraid that I talked too much before.
I know we're kind of about 5 minutes away from the hour, but right. This is like super interesting. I think people are really kind of getting a lot out of this. I certainly am. So
yeah, maybe they can ask in the Q&A, and I'm gonna rush into the next slides.
Yeah, then if people can stay, we can obviously kind of carry on and then do a Q&A and the quiz as well.
All right. So just a super quick example then. Yeah. So if you have, for example, your business, let's say it's a marketplace for nannies, your products, the nannies are your products. And so your nannies, your products can be characterized by their location, nannies in Helsinki, nannies in Turku, nannies in Tampere, by their rates, like nannies with a hourly rate under this much or between this much and this much, by their language skills, because some people, they want bilingual nannies, and then the subsection would be the languages that are spoken by the nannies. Also, they are characterized by their availabilities and the age of the kids with whom they want to work, and probably many more. So all these characteristics, they generate listing of nannies speaking multiple languages, nannies speaking Russian and Finnish, nannies speaking French and Spanish, nannies whose hourly rate is below 30 euros, nannies located in Helsinki, and so on. Now imagine your blog section, which could be split by different categories, and then we're going to try to have these categories match the categories that we use to split the catalog of nannies. So we could have blog posts filtered by location. If your platform organizes meetups in different cities, or if there's anything happening for childcare or childcare or for children in general, or for nannies per location. Then you could also have a section of your blog which is dedicated to information about market research and childcare information, such as, I don't know, the average cost of nannies, the evolution of this cost, or is there a difference of the cost, babysitting costs in one country compared to another, or one city compared to another, how the government is supporting families and supporting this sector. So this kind of markets researches. You could also have a section, and this section dedicated to market researches is directly connected to your listing per hourly rate. It creates a nice cluster of keywords, a nice environment which develops a cluster of keywords that is completely logical to the cluster of keywords developed on your catalog and on the listing split by hourly rate. The same with the location I previously mentioned, and you could also have another section which would be dedicated to children's development, under which you could have the articles about the good practices that help a child's mental development, and then you could also have articles about how is it to grow up in a multilingual environment, and also some positive stuff, but also another article about the less positive aspects of it, if at some point it's complicated to handle different languages at the same time for a kid. Anyway, so this could be also directly connected to the listing of nannies who are bilingual. And if you think about, so that's for the blog, and if you think about the testimonials, it's just the same, because a testimonial is shared by a parent who has a kid, and who use the parents, they use your service. So you find again the same segmentation in the potential segmentation in the testimonials section, as you can find it in the blog section, and as you can find it in the catalog section. All right, I hope that was not too long and confusing. So I advise that you explore as much as you can, and because it's going to create a nice and rich internal linking, pointing and boosting your money pages. And a concrete example can be found on Jamie Oliver's website. And so these are all the links that you can find on every page. Let's say a page of a recipe or an article, like every time you read something specific from this page, you get to follow, or this page send link juice to a wide, like a huge amount of pages. All right. And now the technical details that are not, make a huge difference. And I really advise you to follow quite carefully the Search Console, where you can find all the technical errors on your website. And I just listed the most obvious ones, like the URL rewriting, which means that you have to make sure that every page has a unique and user-friendly URL, which means with keywords. And then when you implement your linking, you have to make sure that your links, you don't hide them, and you make sure that they are explicit for Googlebot. So of course, the most explicit form is the text form. It's much better than an image, or it's much better than some animation, something that would, I don't know, turn or slide or whatever. Then you have to, because now it's mobile first, mobile index first, so which means that Google is gonna prioritize the content that is displayed on the mobile version of your website and is gonna index it in priority. So the tendency that is observed usually is to simplify your mobile version, but by doing so, you may hide or, you know, get rid of SEO elements such as internal links. So if you do so, just be aware that it's gonna have an impact on your SEO. So make sure that your mobile version is enough optimized for Google, because it's its favorite version now. And the page speed is also super important, because Google is extremely user-centric. So if the experience on your website is a disaster because all the pages, they take ages to load, then Google is not gonna rank well your page. And you can check that by using another free tool, which is Page Speed Insights. And you not only check your home page, but you check the product page, and you check the listing page, and you know, you check different kinds of page, because they have different technical elements that can slow down, them down. Yes. And yes, that's it for now. So of course, you're very welcome to keep asking questions. But first, we have the freebies to share with you, to give you an extra help if you wanna boost your online presence. And I'm doing this because I'm part of a network which is called Solo. I'd like to share the URL. So if you guys want, if you're a solo entrepreneurs, and if you wanna join, it's a really great network, so where you can receive help and inspirations and different types of supports. Where can I? Okay, there and here. And Solo is based in Finland and also in the US, so it's also cool because you get to network with people across the Atlantic Ocean. And whenever they organize events, there's always a lot of freebies. So when you attend events, you leave with many gifts. And I'd like to do this here again. But of course, it's a webinar, so I cannot get you anything material. So I have different offers for you. And how do you want to proceed, Carol? I think I could introduce quickly, and then you share the details.
Yeah, why don't you kind of run through them, and then we can say how people can go about trying to get them.
So this one, you're gonna find out about this one later on, because they're on social media. So I invite you to follow with a lot of attention, carefully, to keep following Entrepreneurs of Finland's social media, because you're gonna get goodies from Ilona from Work Retail, which is specialized in UX strategy and with whom I work. So she's really familiar with SEO requirements. And she's a specialist in retail, but not only in retail. So if you have a B2B business, she can also be really, really helpful. Konstantin Buda from Vidalico Digital is the HubSpot certified partner and expert in inbound marketing. So he has some good stuff for you up his sleeves. And there is Crystal Lane. Crystal Lane, who's here. So maybe, Crystal, you want to unmute yourself, but you let Carol explain in details your offer. Because there are two phases of goodies distributions, one now and one later on the social media.
Hi.
So yes, Crystal is based in Austin, Texas, and she is a brilliant copywriter with whom I work, and she knows a lot about SEO because she's writing about SEO for me quite a lot. Maybe you want to say something, Crystal?
Yeah, thanks for connecting me with this workshop. This was awesome. So I offer copywriting, editing, proofreading, social media content, quick reviews of social media, and as she has on the screen, I am offering a free revision of your homepage wording to make sure that your keywords are included there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I actually have a different email than what you've put on the page, so I'm going to put it into the chat here, but yeah.
Right.
Thanks, Juliette.
Well, you're very welcome. And we have Alexander as well from Internet Viking. So Alexander, I have the slides. Where is your slide? Yeah, maybe I don't have, because you do have your own slides.
Hi, Juliette.
Yes. Hello.
Thanks for this nice introduction to SEO. It was really fascinating and useful, especially all those useful tricks on checking and improving the website rating online using on-page SEO. And thanks for this chance to have a short pitch here. I'm Alexander, account manager with Internet Vikings. We are Swedish ISO certified premium hosting provider tailored for SEO, and we also run a marketplace of expired domains for those who want to use this strategy as well. And we sit on a large pool of unique IPs. Plus, we build offsite solutions like content sites for linkers to your money sites. It was really interesting and to hear all that things today. And there's like three things I can help you probably with SEO, guys. So the first thing is let me just show the slide if it's possible.
Yes, I make you the co-host, Alexandra.
Oh, thanks.
You should be able to share the screen.
Just a second here, and I'm sharing. Okay, is it on the screen?
Yes, we can see it now.
Yeah, so I was saying that if you work online and a big chunk of your revenue comes from the web, you should be absolutely sure about your website so that it's up and running smoothly always without any downtime and with low latency. So it's especially important when your traffic boosts instantly. For example, the upcoming Black Friday or Christmas end of the year sales, there should be some kind of, you know, instant boost. So that's where we can help. The other thing is domain names, working in different locations or planning to expand. This is always good to have your branded domain names booked for you in those countries. And it's relatively inexpensive, starting from like 15 euros a year to hold a domain name, but you may be 100% sure that you got it covered. And there's also offsite SEO. When your business relies highly on the online rating and you have already done all the Juliette's advices, you already made your on-site SEO working perfectly, you can then switch to providing link juice for your money site. And there are plenty of options for that, but I would advise using independent strategy, like having your own websites, like content sites, built on expired domains with a high rating, and they are linking to your organic traffic to your main website. So that's where we can help you guys. And especially for the webinar visitors, we got offer which you can use for our hosting till the end of this year. Just use the word Fin SEO when contacting us, or contact me directly, and you will get a 10% discount for any package of hosting. That thanks a lot, Juliette, again, and for the webinar, and everybody, thanks for your attention.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, Alexander. That's you're covering quite advanced techniques, so you're helping us just to implement very advanced techniques with your solutions. Thanks for the discount.
Yes, can I just give one clarification for Crystal? So if you would like to have the free session with her, you should hurry up and contact her via email, the email she posted on the chat. And the first 15 people contacted will get the free session. And after that, you can get it with a discount rate. So send the email if you are interested. And thanks a lot, Crystal, for this offer. That's very kind of you. And also Alexander.
And as far as I am concerned, I am offering keywords analysis made in SEMrush, which is kind of expensive if you only have one website to monitor a solution. So yeah, I'm offering a bunch of ranking analysis for you guys, and for the first ones, I don't remember how many I said, but maybe Ha or Carol, they're gonna give you the detail, and then I have a really affordable offer if more of you want to check their ranking on a weekly basis. So then I can have this at a very discounted price, a monthly 12 euros.
Yeah, so, Juliette, can you put your email in the chat? And then it was 5 people you said for free ranking analysis.
Yeah, up to 50 keywords, 1 device, 1 location.
Yeah, that was right. So like the first 5 people that email you, then that's all good. We're giving some for social media. So if you don't manage to get that one, then watch out on our social media. Lots of goodies coming up. And then the the €12 monthly one, that was kind of no limit, right? So if anyone wants to take advantage of that, then they could just send you an email.
Great.
And then I think for like crystals, I think Ha covered that one. We'll also put some on social media as well. So yeah, if anyone is interested, then to email Crystal. Then there was Ilona's offer. That was no limit, right? So free 30 minutes borrowing session. Yeah. So could you put your slide back up actually with that?
Ik ga partager. Where is it?
We just have her
there. Okay, and so with Ilona, you're gonna talk about your UX and make sure that it's optimized, both to generate whatever is your goal on your website and also from an SEO perspective.
And then the next one, the final one was Constantine. Yeah. So that was, I think it's 2 free 30-minute.
Ask me anything about
HubSpot. So if you send him an email, and it's the first 2 people, we'll also put one on social media, but then also an unlimited 20% discount after that if you're interested in the HubSpot one. I think that is that covered. Yeah. So does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I see that Sam is asking if it's possible to get my presentation. Absolutely.
Yes, actually that was my question.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how, but if you send it
we can take care of that. So Sam and everyone else, if you register through Eventbrite, we will send you a wrap-up of the event and also the link to the recording and Juliette's presentation after this workshop. So no worries. Anything else? Do we have any other questions?
Just a quick question. I wasn't able to register. Is it possible to also kind of get into the list of for those who will get the video of the webinar?
Yes. Then can you please leave your email in the chat box, and then we will send it to you. So
thanks.
And yes, the contact information will be in the document. And so maybe Alexander, then I can merge your slides with mine.
Yes.
Sure. Do you want me to share it with you like we are the Google Slides?
Yes, if you can do so, yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Yes. There's one question from Arina. Carol, if you want to.
What platform would you recommend to create a website? That's a really good one. Don't use Squarespace. Don't use Wix. Please don't. Just use WordPress if it's possible. I know that Webflow seems to be quite flexible as well when it comes to SEO, but I don't have a hands-on experience on that platform, so I would definitely recommend SEO. I would definitely recommend WordPress because you can get a lot of stuff for free and it's going to be extremely flexible. And I know that Squarespace in particular is very limited, and especially when we talk about internal linking. Yeah, no. For Wix, it's the same. It's quite limited. Maybe it has evolved since the last time that I checked it, but honestly, I doubt. So, yep. Do you feel Google Sites is useful to start? Well, so yeah, for example, there's something that there are a few things that I couldn't talk about. It's Google My Business, and Google Sites is connected to your Google My Business platform, and then the analytical parts like Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager. So definitely, if you have a local business, you need to have a Google My Business account, and to start with, you can have this Google Sites. It's a mini website. I mean, if you think, well, if you don't have the money, that's already something. And if you have a local business, that's going to be relevant. However, it's limited. But to start with, definitely. I wouldn't only rely on Google Sites, even if I'm a small project. I would just create in 1 hour my Google Sites, and then I would take more time to develop proper websites on WordPress. I used Wix for mine, but I have faced quite many challenges with it and wanted to switch. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm happy that you're also agreeing on the fact that it's quite limited. Shopify is good. Shopify is good, but it's also a little bit limited. So I was looking for SEO plugin, and especially talking about automation, to edit certain tags like the title tag and meta description as a bulk. So all the products, they are optimized in a certain way. And to do so, I couldn't find any plugin. So I had to edit the code thanks to my developer of husband. So yeah, I'm married to a developer, which is also helpful when you're facing a technical challenge. So I'm gonna post the tutorial because it's very easy. When you have the snippets, it's super easy to add the snippets and yeah, optimize your Shopify website.
Thank you, Juliette. In the meantime, I think because we run out of time, so maybe we can have time for one last questions. And in the meantime, please help us to fill in the feedback poll. We really would like to hear from you about what you think about today's session to help us improve the experience next time. Let's see. So if anyone have final questions for Juliette, feel free to speak up. I turn on some background music. Other than that, I think we are good. Carol, would you like to take it forward from here?
Yeah. Well, I just want to say a big thank you, Juliette. That was really great. Really good to kind of, very informative, very practical, which is exactly what we wanted. I've written down lots of notes what I can do. So yes, thank you very much. We've still got some poll coming in. So if you could just kind of answer that before you leave, that would be great. And what was I going to say? Yes, and just like a big thank you to everyone who came. We I think we were expecting maybe about 30 people to register. It's our first one, and there was like 70 or more. So it was really great to see so many people interested. It was a sellout, Juliette. So.
Yeah, thanks. It was such a nice opportunity, and sorry for the time management. Apparently, I went a bit overboard, but
no worries. I think that is because we asking more questions during your presentation, so it's even better.
Well, if it's
kind of a
cool.
good indicator.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you to all the people who made the offers as well. It was really generous. I think it's going to be very, very helpful to a lot of people.
Thank you. So we hope that you enjoy the rest of your evening, or maybe for Crystal it's daytime. So see you. Hopefully we see each other again. And
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Let's stay in touch.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, and you can leave your email if you want to make sure to receive the slide and the recording.
Sorry.
People can leave your email if you happen, to make sure that we will send you the recording and the slides.
Yeah.
Yes. Just a reminder.
Yeah, I thought I needed to do something special, so yeah.
No. So Juliette, we will expect to receive the slide from you after you match with Alexander.
Yep.
That would be perfect. Thank you so much once again.
Thanks, many thanks to you. That was really nice. And yeah, well, looking forward to the next events that you're gonna organize.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening, everyone.
Okay, and you.
Cheers.
See you. Bye bye.
Thanks. Cheers.